If Coach Prime had the lowest GPA in Colorado history, Analyst says Knucklehead Media doesn't focus on Deion Sanders' achievements. When Deion Sanders took over at Colorado in 2022, the program wasn't just struggling, it was invisible. One win, no national buzz, and an afterthought in college football. But 2 years later, Colorado is selling out Folsom Field, airing every game on national TV, and pulling in millions in revenue. Simply put, the Buffs are not just back, they are booming. Somehow, that's not talked about enough in the media. On a recent episode of Unc and Chico Live Tonight, a fan mentioned how balanced their coverage of Deion Sanders is compared to most media. In response, Unc didn't hold back and said, "The Knucklehead Media does not report when planes land safely. They only report plane crashes." He wasn't just throwing shade. He was making a larger point. If Deion Sanders had failed off the field, you'd hear about it nonstop. But because he's leading a program that just recorded the highest GPA in school history, it's barely a blip on the radar. So had Coach Prime had the lowest GPA in Colorado history, you better believe it would have been the leading story, he added. But because he has a team where the entire team has more than a 3.0, you know they ain't saying a word. He's not wrong because that stat didn't trend. Nor did it make the headlines, and neither did the fact that Travis Hunter, the Buffs' do-it all-star and 2024 Heisman winner, reportedly pulled off a 4.0 GPA. Why don't they point out his 4.0 when they talk about his other stuff? Unc asked. That wasn't all. The podcast host also brought up how little attention has been given to players who came from Jackson State, like Shiloh Sanders, and what they've achieved academically. For those out of the loop, Shiloh graduated before transferring to Colorado. So in an ideal world, that should matter. But it's somehow not part of the mainstream narrative. It's easy to focus on the flash, the sold-out crowds, the NFL-bound talent, the $54 million contract extension that now makes Deion Sanders the highest-paid coach in the Big 12. But Coach Prime's impact goes deeper. He's changing how people view Colorado football, but also how they view HBCU athletes, academic achievement, and what leadership looks like in college sports. And the numbers back it up. Since Deion Sanders took over, the Buffs have seen a 20% spike in overall student applications, with Black/African American applications up over 50%. Sponsorships are up 40%. Folsom Field sold out 4 times last season, something that hadn't happened in nearly 30 years.